Hey everybody, Pastor Frank coming to you live via a recorded message Thursday afternoon, the day before the winter storm arrives here in North Texas. And I'm just assuming that you are well informed about what's going on, or at least as informed as we are here. We've been monitoring and paying attention to updates as they come through, and how that might impact Sunday morning worship. The latest thing I just saw was that the actual freezing temperature may not come into North Texas until very early Saturday morning rather than Friday night. And so it might be, if we have to cancel in-person worship, it might be a little bit premature to do that on Friday as we had originally planned. That being said, I've already seen some churches making those calls already, even on Thursday. That may well happen. It will most likely happen if we cancel service. That word will be shared on Saturday, and it'll go out through email, social media. So I just invite you to be on the lookout for that announcement if it comes. If we don't have in-person worship, what our backup plan is that Dorada and I are working on a worship service that we will send out to the congregation that will go live at 10:30 Sunday morning. So if we don't have in-person worship, again, check your email, check social media. At some point on Saturday, a link will be shared to a service that will be posted to YouTube that will go live at 10:30. So on Sunday morning. So you get the link, you click it on Saturday night, it's not going to work yet. There's going to be a countdown clock. That's all you're going to see until 10:30 Sunday morning. 10:30 it'll go. You can watch it, you can worship at home, you can share it on social media. If you'd rather worship Sunday afternoon, go for it. It'll be there for you in perpetuity on YouTube. Starting at 10:30 on Sunday, if we decide that we need to cancel service. So just be on the lookout for that. This coming Sunday was going to be our commitment Sunday. You most likely received your commitment card in the mail this week. Please bring those the following Sunday, February 1st, and we'll dedicate those in worship on that day. Also note that February 1st will be the first day for the Love of Christ Church of South India congregation meeting here at Spring Valley. And their worship time is 9 to 10:30 in the Wesley Hall. And I'm so excited because that church has really embraced that space as their worship space. They're painting and changing the backdrop from black to white. They're bringing in an altar table. They're making it into, there's going to be a giant cross hanging up there. They're making it into their worship space, and their understanding of that space is that it's only going to be used by them for worship. Their services at 9 to 10:30, and so then at 10:30 to 11 they have a fellowship time, and they're going to have that in Asbury Hall. Again, they want Wesley Hall to be only for worship for them. That doesn't mean that Spring Valley can't use Wesley Hall at other times besides, after 10:30. So they'll have fellowship time in Asbury from 10:30 to 11, not before 10:30, at 10:30. So that won't impact Sunday school in there. And then their Sunday school classes meet from 11 to 12, and they'll be throughout the building. So I'm just reminding you all of this so that you can come on the first with a spirit of hospitality and welcome. It may be that you show up for Sunday school, and most of the time recently when you've been coming for Sunday school between 9 and 9:30 or so, there's been, a dozen cars out on the parking lot. It may well be that on the first there are 60 or 70 cars on the parking lot or more. Right? It's the very first Sunday. People are going to be excited. They're going to be inviting people. So particularly if you are used to parking on the Peyton Drive side of the parking lot, don't be shocked if your a custom parking space has been taken by somebody else who's already in worship. Just be aware of that and be in a welcoming spirit, like the scriptures say. Welcome each other as Christ has welcomed you. I want to say a particular shout out to Mason, who is our children's minister, and to the Come As You Are Sunday school class, because with the Indian Church having their fellowship time in Asbury Hall, we needed to move our children's church. They have their children's moment in worship at 10:30, and then they go and have their own little worship experience and lesson. And they've been doing that in Asbury Hall. And I've wanted them to move to the parlor for a long time, so they'd be closer to their parents in worship. Well, the Come As You Are class has offered to relocate to the Tony Holiday room for their Sunday school time. And so that frees up the parlor for children's church. And so I want to say thank you to Mason and to that Sunday school class for that kind of flexibility. That's a good model for how we'll all be doing church, including me, for the foreseeable future here at Spring Valley. Flexible, flexible, flexible. Another shout out to Misty Glover, to Tony and Jerry, to our whole staff here. We've been cleaning out stuff and throwing out stuff that hasn't been used in a while, just to make the space more presentable and more useful and less crowded with things. So that work has only begun. There is so much more stuff to go through and share. I'll say share with the world. So thank you for your openness to that. All right. So again, just to recap, if we have to cancel in-person worship, that announcement will go out most likely on Saturday in your email and on social media. If we cancel in-person worship, you will receive an email with a link to an online worship service. It might go in the same email. You might only get one email. And that service will go live at 10:30 on Sunday morning on YouTube. So just be prepared for that. Remember, let's stay safe. Let's stay warm. Let's look out for each other, particularly our more vulnerable people in the congregation, and pray for people facing these challenging days coming ahead. All right, that's it for now. And if I don't see you this Sunday, at least live in person, I'll see you on February 1st. All right, bye for now.